Everyone would think about diversity and inclusion. It's all about gender. But I'm telling you, it is not. It is only one of the key components. Race, nationality, ethnicity, cultural background, religion, knowledge, viewpoints, sexual orientation, experience, abilities, or disabilities. These are just some of the diversity and inclusion. So I want you to have a really open mindset on this, because when you are aware that diversity and inclusion is beyond gender, you will see things differently. People is the core of inclusion and diversity, and you can get to know them personally through work first, because that's where always the contact point would be. But slowly and surely, you will get to know them personally too. So I always encourage the human touch, the personal touch to a lot of things that we do, because at the end of the day, work can only do to a certain level where you want to achieve inclusion and diversity. It all comes from the heart. And when it comes from the heart, it's all about the people. Knowing the technical part, like we do, we are a technical company, is a given that you know that. But how do you then bring that message across? How do you bring that customer to you and bring different community together, create an ecosystem that works together well? And within your organization, how you bring different people with different talent and skill sets together, that is where your EQ comes in. So every one of us have a certain level of EQ. You have to continuously sharpen your EQ. It is really interesting that and fascinating, right? Human nature. Everyone is so different. We may say one sentence, but everyone have a different understanding. So it is important to have a balanced approach in terms of communication, whether it's you communicating to the person or the reverse, or worse still in a big team. Messages sometimes get lost. So it is important that as a leader, or the person that is in charge of that communications, or that meeting, you need to then sum up the communication and ensure that everyone understands what was discussed and what's the action item. So to me, there's always a different approach to get your agenda across. Find the one that meets your organization needs. So in this case, what is Zebra Technologies' objective for diversity and inclusion? Then work towards that, because the message has to be clear to the team, and then work towards that. But it's not an easy ride. So stay resilient. So bring people together, collaborate, because that really brings the whole spirit of togetherness, the whole spirit of diversity and inclusion together. Be more aware of yourself. Find that unconscious biasness in you. If you can find that, acknowledge it. I encourage you to acknowledge it, because with acknowledgement, then you can make that change. I also encourage you to look for role models that you can look up to, talk to, right, as a mentor or as a sponsor, so that you are able to have that communication going. And last but not least, I encourage you to celebrate diversity and inclusion. I encourage you to really start making that change and leading that change, because it all starts with you. You can make the change.